So this is a frequently asked question about clipping videos. And so I'm going to answer this hopefully for the final time. Nothing's for the last time. Okay, so the question usually is something like this. People will say, can I take part of video 1 and put it with part of video 2? So no, you cannot splice. And then once they find out that they can't splice, then they're confused about how they take their 4 lessons that they've recorded and come up with 2 clips when the rules are no editing. So back in the old days, of course, we didn't have imaginary video. It was actually a film, and it actually looked like this, and so the visual of it helps me to explain this. Let's pretend these are your clips. This is day 1, this is day 2, this is day 3. And you're allowed one or 2 clips up to 20 minutes. Now you can find out what's allowed for you by looking in the back of your handbook. So in the back there says Artifacts and Commentary Specification. People might call it the artifact chart, or they might call it the evidence chart. This one is for early childhood. And so here we can see that early childhood is allowed to have 2 minimum and 2 maximum, which is a really complicated way of saying you got to have 2 videos. And the length of time when you add clip 1 to clip 2, it can't be more than 15 minutes total. And neither of the videos can be shorter than 3 minutes. So you can see how confusing this can be. But basically that means that one video could be 3 minutes and the other could be 12. Or one could be 4 minutes and the other could be 5 minutes. Just so long as 4 plus 5 is still less than 15. But you can't have one 3 minutes and the other 15 minutes, because that would be a total of 18 minutes. That'd be too much. Now here's the Performing Arts Handbook, and their task 2 says pretty much the same thing, that they have to have 2 videos, but neither of their videos can be more than 10 minutes, and they can't be less than 3 minutes combined. So that's a little bit different. That means one of your videos could be 9 minutes, the other could be 9 minutes, but you can't have one 9 minutes and the other 11 minutes, because neither video can be more than 10 minutes. So here's PE, and PE is can have either 1 or 2 videos. And when with a total running time of 20 minutes, neither video can be less than 3 minutes. So one might be 3 minutes, the other 17. One might be 5 minutes, the other, anywhere from 15 minutes down to 3 minutes. So just so long as when you add up clip 1 to clip 2, it does not exceed 20. And my last example comes from elementary ed. This is the literacy with math. And theirs is, they have to have 2 videos, and the same thing as some of the others. No more than 20, and neither video can be less than 3. Now you can find yours in the back of your handbook. And I want to go ahead while I'm here and point this out, because they don't tell you up here where it ought to be, but one of the things you're going to be required to do is compress the size of your video. So each video cannot be, you need to have a maximum size of 200 to 300 megabytes, and then when you the file size limit on those task 2 videos is 500, but neither of them can be more than 300. So if you have one that's 100, you can't have the other of 400. What happens is that they just won't upload. And so kind of keep them somewhere where the file size is at least no more than 300. And if one of them's 300, the other one can't be more than 200. Very confusing, but it is written down here in a footnote. But it's more important than what a footnote implies. Okay, now we're back to this. Let's say you recorded 3 days. So this is day 1, and you can say your timestamp comes up immediately of 0 seconds up to, and 0 minutes, 0 seconds, all the way over to 30 minutes. This is day 1, this is day 2, this is day 3. You know you can have 2 clips, and you're going to get those out of 3 recordings, but you can't splice days together. So that means that obviously you won't be using one of these recordings. Let's say that day 1 you really, didn't get much that was any good, but you did better on day 2 or day 3. You should look at day 1 and make sure that that's what you want to do. But if there's nothing good on day 1, then you're going to find your clips from day 2 and day 3. And you can't take parts of this from here, and you can't put it with parts here, and then stick a little bit of that in there. It's got to be continual minutes. So let's say I'm required to have 2 clips, and they can be anywhere from 10 minutes, each of them no more than 10 minutes. Then I might decide that I'm going to start here at minute 5 and go and clip off, actually cut off 0 through 5 or 4:59, start my clip at 5 and run it to 15. So basically, let's say I don't want any of this part, and I don't want any of this part, but I am going to use, let me choose a pretty color here, this part right here. So this is going to be my clip 1, and I'm going to label it clip 1. It's from lesson 2, clip 1, lesson 2. And it's, once I clip off that and clip off that, this is my clip. And it'll be, you'll have taken that part off and taken that part off, and it'll reset itself. This will be 0 now, and this will be, whatever the ending timestamp was. And you've got a whole new video file. Same thing with here. Let's say that you didn't like any of this, so you're not going to use any of that, but you don't like this very last part. Maybe all you need is this part right here. Okay? Now you've got clip 1, clip 2. These are continual minutes. Right? That's continual minutes. So now let me show you what you can't do. Let's say that you looking through your video and you're just all excited and say, ooh, I like this part up here. This part's good. Ooh, I like this from day 2. This is great. I'm going to put these 2 together and make clip 1. Let me ask you, can you do that? Can you do that? No. That's called splicing. We cannot splice. No. 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 Okay. So now let's talk about what you should be doing looking at a video clip. So here's a video clip of my wedding when Mama and Papa got married. And I was really desperate to find a video clip that was on my computer. So this is it. And so let's say that I wanted, I was just going to find 5 minutes from this 10-minute clip. Then I would run this through an editing program such as Screencastify or something less expensive on your computer. And then I would maybe choose this through that. Or maybe I would choose the first 5 minutes. Or maybe I don't like the first 5 minutes, maybe I want to choose these. What I can't do, remember, I can't take a little from the beginning and then skip over here and do a little bit here and then skip at the end and put a little there. Okay. So I get a lot of questions about edTPA condition codes, and you're in luck because there's this thing called Google. And you can put in Google edTPA condition codes and you get this page here. So you don't have to rely on me to find out what the condition codes are. You can click here and you can have a PDF and you can print it and you've got it. Or you can use this page view, and I like the page view. But it tells you all the ways you can get a condition code. And you hit that and it explains it. And you know, there's a lot of things about all the way through. So all the video condition codes that you can get, they're all explained here, all about number of students that you need. There's some that are just for PE because PE is just so lucky. And so all of this kind of explains about, you know, you can find this information on your own. I just put it every time I need it. I go to Google and I type in edTPA condition codes. Voila, there it is. Have a great day. I hope that it helps.